Good morning, everyone. Roger here, Rant About Tech. How you guys doing today? Today is show number, what do we got? Show number 271 for this, what do we got? Wednesday, March 4th. We got a pretty cloudy day here in Philadelphia. We got the Philly cam here. I mean, it looks sunny. The camera's fooling you. Not the camera, the iPhone is fooling you. It's not that bright in here at all. It seems brighter than what it actually really is. But this is Rants About Tech Live, where we talk about tech news, talk about eInk news, talk about random stuff throughout our time together. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm your host, Rod, here in, like I said, cloudy Philadelphia. I'm here with some of my really good friends in the chat. Oh, clipping from the music? What? My music clipping? Chat. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. How about the mic? Is the mic good? Oh boy. No sound issues today. Until we get some feedback from the chat, I'm gonna continue with the show. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having better weather where you are. Like I said, it's raining here. Pretty cloudy, wet, and cold. It's not typical Philly stuff, but we'll deal with it. We got a few things to talk about today. We got Apple news to talk about. That's what everyone's talking about today. That's what everyone's been talking about. Oh, no doubt. Run it back. Should we run it back? Mike is fine. Hold on. Is that still clipping? I just ran the intro music a little bit. Let me know if that was clipping. All right, we got some Apple news. Everyone's talking about Apple news today. Morning, DeRock. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Everyone's talking about Apple news today, so that's what we're going to talk about today as well. There's a few things talking about. Rob put me onto the point that they've been doing announcements pretty early. I thought they're doing 10 a.m. announcements. They're doing 9 a.m. announcements. So I was wrong on that. Oh, big time clipping. Oh, wow. Okay, no doubt. Well, no sound effects today. Oh, you know what? Hold on, chat. Okay, all right. We're going to try that. We're going to try. Chat. Let's try that again. All right, one more time. All right, do we have clipping in the intro music? Let me know. If I fixed it, hopefully I did, we might have to run that intro back. I love my intros, chat. I really do. But we got Apple news to talk about. We got MacBooks to talk about today. We got the rebirth. We got the rebirth of the original MacBook happening in aluminum now. Did they ever do an aluminum MacBook? I don't remember if they ever did an aluminum MacBook when they got rid of the polycarbonate ones. Also, much better intro music. Okay, good. All right, let's run it back. Okay, we got to run it back, chat. We got to run it back. Okay, there we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is Rants About Tech Live number one. Or actually, what am I talking about? One. We in the 200s. Number 271. here on this Wednesday, March 4th. I'm your host, Rod, here in cloudy Philadelphia. Let's get the Philly cam going back again with the intro music. You know how we do. You know, we got to get it right. We got to get it right. Here in sunny or cloudy Philadelphia, here with some of my really good friends in the chat. I really appreciate you guys for being here. We got Dr. Lean, we got The Rock here, we got Rob Perkins as well. You know what I mean? We're rocking with the normal crew here early. I appreciate you guys for being here. Again, we're gonna talk about some Apple news today. We're gonna talk about some modular phone news today too. We got modular. Listen, I've never seen a modular phone that I liked until now. So we got a modular phone to talk about today too. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. Previous clipping sounded like pulling up next to an olds playing your intro music really loud on glass packs when it was rattling. Dang. Wow. The Rock, it was that bad? Jesus Christ. All right, well, I'm glad we fixed it. I'm glad we fixed it. Like I said, we got a few things to talk about, mostly Apple news. So let's go ahead and jump right into that since we took so long on getting the intro right. Let's get to intro stuff, though. We got the intro music right, and let's get to the intro info. Oh, you like that. Bars here today. Apple Store shut down, so obviously that means we got new stuff on the Apple Store. We're going to talk about those things, too. Did you guys know Game of Thrones movie was coming? I'm just hoping the dummies who did the season 8 didn't write the movie. I'm hoping the idiots who did season 8 did not write the movie. Please. They ruined... I watched that show for years. They ruined it at the end. Like, how do you set it up so masterfully and then ruin it at the end? But anyway, we got a movie coming. I hope the writers of the season 8 didn't take the liberty of writing the movie. I hope they tap someone else to do that, okay, and direct it. I don't want those idiots anywhere near this. For holidays, we got Hugga GI Day, and I'm combining two holidays, okay? We got National Hugga GI Day, which I don't even know what GI means. I know that in some form it means military, but why GI? What the hell? Maybe we should do some research on why they call military personnel GIs, because I don't get it. Listen, when people I go to other countries, people would say GIs, I get offended. Like, who the hell are you calling a GI? What'd you say about my mama? I took offense to that trash. Anyway, but National Hugga GI Day, whatever that means. But I'm going to mix that since I despise GIs. I'm going to mix that with World Engineers Day, and we're going to combine those things. So today's holiday, officially today, March 4th, is going to be Hugga World Engineer Day. I mean, it doesn't have to be a world engineer. It's going to be World Hugga Engineers Day. You find an engineer, and you hug them. They probably need it. Today is Namesake Day as well. People say namesakes. Oh, what's your namesake? It's your last name. What the hell are we talking about here? Why are we got to throw namesake into that? Like it's something special. It's your last name. We're American. Our names don't mean anything. Nothing. Unless you came from somewhere else and your name means something. You just happen to be in America. Our names don't mean anything here. Lastly, we got HPB Awareness Day. I care about you guys' health. That's why. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the tech news. Oh, whoa. What we got in the chat here? Game of Thrones is becoming the new Star Wars. Totally market saturated. Oh, my God. Please don't let it be. You know what? I felt that way about Star Wars until two things happened. There's something that came after this that kind of affected my mood about it still. But I felt that way about Star Wars until Andor came along. Andor is the first Star Wars series that made me think that them taking it from George Lucas was for a reason. You know what? I'm lying. Rogue One was pretty good. I can't hold you. Rogue One might have been the first one because everybody died. Everybody. To get that message to Leia. And they did it. Now you saw how they got that message. It was a great story. Rogue One was the first example. It was the first example. Doesn't a namesake mean the given first name if you were named for someone else? Like if Rod were your grandfather's name? Oh. Are we certain on the math on that? The Rock? Because, oh, you know what? You're probably right. You know what? Maybe it's the first and last name. Because, or maybe it's that women have namesakes and men have like junior, senior, the third, the fourth. Do women pass down their names like men do? And it's, say the woman's name was Ophelia Barbary. If her daughter's name is also Ophelia Barbary, is she Ophelia Barbary the second? Let me know. I could be. I don't. Still, the statement stands. American names don't mean crap. Not like other places where names actually mean something. I don't see why not. LOL. I have no idea. I've never seen it in practice. I've never seen a Ophelia Barbary Senior. You know what I mean? When will iPad 12th Gen launch? iPad 12th Gen? What gen are we on? Has it been 12 years? Come on, chill out. 2000. Oh, wow. You're probably right, man. We're probably on the 12th gen. iPad 12th gen. I'm not sure when the iPad 12th gen launches. If we're talking about is it the current gen? Let's take a look. They don't. Is this the 12th? Is this the 12th gen iPad, chat? What do we got? Is this the 12th gen iPad? I don't. Nah. Oh, hell no. No. Virach is trolling. Well, why did I fall for that? Doesn't have to be direct relation. Like if we were named for a grandfather or family friend would get a junior or the second. Really? That's interesting. I didn't know that, Durag. I didn't know it even went that way. I thought you had to be family. That's super interesting. No, I think we're on Gen 7. Virat, I know you're trolling, but just the dollar special. Would love to see an eInk iPad. You know what? I don't think we'll ever see that. An eInk iPad. It's too niche for Apple. This is Apple's MO. Apple waits till a market gets super mature. Any update about iPad 12 Gen? What is up with that? What is up with the iPad 12 Gens? Did I bring all the trolls to the yard? Did my live stream bring all the trolls to the yard? And they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right. I could teach you how to live stream, but I'd have to charge. You know what I'm saying? I could teach you, but I have to charge. Have you ever used the Freedom app on iOS? It was an eInk device, has something is similar to that, create hyperlinks and big canvas. No. I have used Freeform. Yeah. I do like, well, I will say nothing. Listen, chill out. Stop. We cannot compare the iPad to, let's go in. We cannot compare the iPad to eInk, okay? People who do that need to stop, okay? It's not the kind of thing. It's like comparing a Ford Ram to a Ferrari. That's not even, they're cars. They're both cars, but they're nothing alike. The iPad and eInk note-taking tablets, they're both tablets, but they're nothing alike. So you can't compare the two. An interesting quick search that says that women don't get called junior because they in the West don't carry their last names. Oh yeah, true. So the first last won't be the same for their mother and name distinct. Well, thank you for that, Rob. But that leads back to what I was saying about the first and last name, right? Whereas maybe a woman can give her first and last name as a namesake so that stays the same no matter if they get married or not. So, case in point, our Ophelia, I forgot the last name of Ophelia. But in our example, Ophelia Bigsby, let's call her. Maybe her mom can give her the namesake Ophelia Bigsby, and then maybe she'll add a last name when she gets married. So Ophelia Bigsby Martin or something like that. If she marries a dude with the last name Martin. I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. I've heard of women having namesakes, but Ophelia Swift. We can call her Ophelia Swift. I like the name Ophelia. Great play, by the way. Morning BM. How's it going? Yeah, Ophelia is like, the namesake, I distinctly remember the name being the first name and last name, or maybe it's the first and middle name for women that gets carried on as the namesake. Because like you just said, the last name probably will change after marriage. Traditionally, it doesn't have to, right? You can do hyphenated or decide you're going to keep your your father's name. You know what I mean? That's a thing too. In any case, namesakes are generally inherited. A name, junior, the second, etc., are specific types. Okay, good to go. I still want to know what women do, though. I still want to know what women do. I distinctly remember that being a thing, but I could be wrong. It's been years ago since I've visited this thought. Okay, so back to tech news. iPad models. We got more iPad models yesterday. We're going to talk about what happened today as well, because there are some things that happened about an hour ago that we can talk about. Oz, how's it going? Oz says, good news. TCL will be using OLED on their next paper. Yay, I know Rant can't. We talked about this, Oz. When I think Monday I saw this and we talked about it on the live show. Listen, them bringing AMOLED to already garbage and trash device doesn't make it good, okay? I wanted to say it like Yoda. Does AMOLED does not make a device good? Oh, make a device good. AMOLED does not. Okay, there we go. That's how I feel about that. Rob, okay. MacBook Neo announced. Okay, good. We're gonna check on that. We're gonna check on that as well. I think that this is. I mean, if the rumors are correct, it's a small MacBook, right? It's just a cheap MacBook. Entry-level MacBook. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about yesterday's announcements first because we didn't get ready to talk about those specs. So let's look at the specs of the new iPad Air and Pro, okay? We got the M4 Air and M5 Pro. $600 entry level. I think we talked about that. I mean, that $600 price tag is pretty interesting. 11-inch for both devices. Obviously, the Pro is going to be more beefy, right? It's going to have a faster processor in there. Let's look and see what we got. Better screen, the Ultra Retina versus the Liquid Retina display. No ProMotion on the Air. What else we got? No nano texture for the Air as well. That's reserved for the Pro. I think that might be reserved for the top end Pro too, if I'm not mistaken. As far as chips, we got a up to 10 cores for the Pro, 8-core CPU for the Air. Again, M4 chip for the Air, M5 chip for the Pro. 10-core GPU on the Pro, 9-core GPU on the Air, 16 neural cores for both variants. What else we got here? ProRes for the Pro, no ProRes for the Air for video recording, which, I mean, most people don't even care about. I mean, I would never use ProRes even on the Air. What the hell am I recording in ProRes with a damn iPad up for? Like, use your phone for that. The phone does a way better job of that. We're going to look at some other devices that could do a better job than this crap could too. If you're using the camera on your iPad, you're doing the wrong thing, okay? Chill out. Landscape, center stage. I love center stage. One of the best features on iPhones. True depth camera system. I think they're using LiDAR. You got a LiDAR system in the Pro, no LiDAR in the, it's just auto-focusing, right? USB-C connector with support for Thunderbolt 4. Okay. You don't get that, just USB-C. I think it's USB-C 2 on the Air, actually. Face ID, Touch ID. 4 speakers, 4 studio quality speakers, 2 microphones, landscape stereo speakers. So just 2 speakers on the Air, 4 speakers on the Pro. I mean, this is all regular stuff between these 2 devices. But Wi-Fi 7 is new. Support for the Apple Pencil Pro is new. Okay. And then we got the capacity specs here. I'm less interested in the weight dimensions and stuff like that. That rarely changes much in that realm. What else we got here for the 1000 nits brightness versus 100 nits max brightness? I mean, those are the only big things here. We already talked about the chip differences. Those are only real big things there. I think the big thing here, like we talked about yesterday, to me is the Apple Pencil Pro support. I mean, and the M4 chip, right? I mean, getting the M4 chip is going to be huge. I mean, that's just in that Air for $600. Not bad. The other updates came with the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Airs. We got these queued up here as well here. Mitch, how's it going? Good morning. iPad mini on the radar. Ooh. That would be interesting, BM. I mean, we still got a couple of days left. State of Ophelia, Taylor Swift. Oh, is that a song by Taylor Swift? I love that name, Ophelia. That name is I love that name. So the Neo is new Air and Air is the MacBook. Nothing. Yeah. Is the Neo shaped like the Air? Well, we're gonna look at it here in a few minutes. But is the Neo shaped like the Air? Because I haven't looked at any high-res pictures of it yet. I just seen a couple rumors on it. I was putting the show together while that news was breaking. Yeah, super interested though. I think this might be the first. Like I said, this is like the MacBook back in the day. Like the polycarbonate MacBook, only it's aluminum. You know what I mean? And I think it's shaped like the Air. I could be wrong about that. They got some other confusing stuff here about the processors that we're going to talk about actually right now, because we're comparing the MacBook Pro 14-inch M5. Oh, nope. We're going to do the MacBook Air 13-inch and the Pro 14-inch baseline. Okay, there we go. We're gonna look at the baseline machines because that's where most people are gonna go with these, right? So for the Air and the Pro, we both have 10 core CPUs. The Pro the Air 8 core for the GPU and 10 cores for the GPU on the Pro. So between the Air and the Pro, there's a 2 core difference in the GPU. We got storage space differences here as well. Battery life differences here as well. 18 to 24 hours. But we're gonna talk about some of these cores right here. This is something I wanted to explain. Aaron, how's it going? Good morning. This is something I wanted to explain on the live stream in case people were a little bit confused about the new naming for the Apple chips, right? Because they've done some different things, right? Initially, historically in the past, what they've done with the M series chips is they've gone with 2 cores, right? They've gone with a efficiency core, and they've gone with I think they're called power cores, or what do they call them? Power cores and efficiency cores. I think that's what they call them. I could be wrong about that. What were they called before? Because they got different naming now. Regardless, I think one was for efficiency that runs super efficient for battery life, and one set of cores was for power intensive tasks, right? But now they've done something different. So now they got 3 different types of cores. They have the efficiency core that we're used to. They have they still have the power core that we're used to. But now they have super cores that we're not used to, and let's explain what that is, because we see super cores right here. We got 10 core CPU with 4 4 super cores and 6 efficiency cores, right? So this super core is new. What that basically is that's a midway between their power cores and their efficiency cores. Okay, it's what they should have called balanced, essentially. If you're dealing with any other system, this is going to be called balanced. Like if you're dealing with a Windows system, you got power, efficiency, and balanced for power consumption, right? And that's what and for using more power hungry and more power intensive and doing more power intensive tasks. So that's what the super cores is. It's like balanced cores. So it's essentially how this reads is the new MacBook Air baseline has 10 CPU cores. 4 of those cores are balanced cores, and 6 of those cores are efficiency cores. So no power cores anymore in the Air line. You just get a balanced set of cores, and that's going to balance power and efficiency. So they're reserving the power cores for the more higher end systems. So we're going to take a look at, actually, let's take a look at that right now. So let's take a look at the MacBook Pro 16-inch Pro. You can see here that it has 18 cores for CPU. 6 of those cores are super cores, not power cores, performance cores. And 12 of those cores are performance cores. So the higher end machines are getting the performance cores now. There are no more performance cores in the lower end machines. So they've been replaced with balanced cores. That's going to balance power and performance against efficiency. But that's the real big difference here. The new big difference in all of these machines is that they've gone with an extra set of cores, and they didn't change the naming, but they named it something weird to where you wouldn't be able to discern kind of what it was. But super in this sense essentially means balanced. What else we got here? Neural accelerators for both. Let's put this back down here to the baseline Pro. There we go. And it's odd too that there isn't a real bandwidth issue between the baseline Air and the baseline Pro. I thought that was super interesting. And if this is what I'm talking about for bandwidth. So there's no difference between the memory bandwidth on the Air and the Pro, the baseline models. You know, you can get this instantly makes me feel like you can get away with an Air if you're going to buy the baseline Pro. I mean, there's less incentive to do so at this point. I mean, two extra cores, okay, whatever. You get what, 6 extra hours of battery life? I mean, that's something. But power wise, it going from Air to Pro, you would think there'd be a memory bandwidth boost, but you don't see that here. So there's less of a gap between these two machines than you would initially think. What else we got here? We also got we got the display differences, right? That's going to make up some of that difference in the machines. But I'm just talking about raw power. I thought there would be a bigger difference, and I'm not seeing that. All of these differences are cosmetic, in my opinion, between the baseline Air and the baseline Pro. Now, when you get up to the 16-inch and you get to the Pro, the Pro Max, then that's a different story, right? But baseline models, I don't think there's enough difference here for 3 lines of laptops, says Mitch. I'm starting to agree with you here, Mitch, especially considering what I just brought up with the bandwidth. Not, a lot of these, it seems less of a gap to me between the baseline models. I agree with that. Extra USB-C on the Pro and a fan to reduce thermal throttling. Okay. I mean, yeah, extra USB-C. Fans, okay. But just power. You know what I mean? They both, neither one of these machines get performance cores. They're both dealing with a 10-core CPU. I just don't know. Seems like the Neo might basically be an educational play, a Chromebook replacer. Well, I mean, the Neo, I mean, we'll get to that, but my first impressions of the Neo is like, I mean, it doesn't have an M series chip in it. It's got an A series chip in there, which is a cell phone chip, essentially. But I say that like it's something to play with. Apple's cell phone chips have always been better than a lot of people's laptop chips. So I mean, some desktop chips. So what does that mean? You know what I mean? It's a damn phone processor. Yeah, but Mitch, like I just said, some Apple cell phone processor have been better than most laptop processors for a long time. Even the A series chips were boasting better performance than a lot of laptops. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but because Apple controls the ecosystem and they control every aspect of the workflow here. So they can optimize in places that a lot of people can't in these low power situations, and get and squeeze a lot of power from things that, you know, a lot of people wouldn't be able to wrap their head around, because they control every aspect of the flow of operating system, hardware, software, you know what I mean? All of that stuff, right? So that's gonna be a thing. Where is iPad 12? M1 was basically an A14 Bionic with more RAM. I'm going to take your word for that because I don't know. I just know the M1 blew the doors off of everything that came before it. Blew the doors off. If there were doors to be blown, they were blown off. But yeah, so not that much difference between the Air and the baseline Pro model. But that changes when we look at the Pro, right? So let's look at 14-inch Pro Max and a 16-inch Pro Max here. See what the real power looks like. 18 cores, 32 core GPUs. More battery life in the 16-inch. Obviously bigger battery. Same story here with the super cores, with the 6 balanced cores and 12 performance cores in both of these, up to 40 core GPUs, neural accelerators. Now we're talking about now we're talking real bandwidth. Now we're talking real bandwidth. No big differences here in power. I mean, the display, right, is going to be a little different. Yeah, basically the same here with the Max models, 14 and 16. Display differences, obviously. Probably some other minor differences, like, you know, Apple likes to throw in little Easter egg differences with their devices. A lot of shared history between M series and A series SoCs. Oh, good to know. Good to know. I think the show's title triggered bots to come and to ask about iPads. I think so too. Maybe it did. But why 12th gen? Like, we're so far away from that. What are we talking about? All right, moving on. What else we got here? We got the studio displays and we got the studio display XDRs. This is something that was talked about yesterday that we didn't get a chance to talk about during the show because I didn't have all the details at the time. But I like this. You guys know how much the last studio displays cost? How much they cost? Let's look at the pricing of this. Them things are $5,000 starting out. At least we got something. All right, we're starting out at $1,600. Okay, we're starting out at $1,600 for this. I mean, well, that's for the studio XDR. I mean, I forgot what the other one was called. The last model. That thing was $5,000. I'm like, how much is this one? Okay, 3,300. Still a win. Apple's reducing a lot of prices, man. Apple's been reducing prices like crazy, and I think the MacBooks have gone up in price. Let's look at the baseline. Geez, Let's look at the baseline prices. Oh, there's the Neo. Bong. A lot of looks colorful as crap. All right, so the Air, $1,000. Okay, so and can we look at the Pro? $1,600. Okay, so I mean we're talking about a little bit of a price increase in the MacBooks, but I mean we know what that's about, right? Oh, thanks, Mitch. I appreciate that. So Neo 600, Air 1100, Pro 1700. All right, so yeah, the prices have gone up for the MacBooks, but not that Neo $600 for the Neo, bruh. Yeah, this is like the polycarbonate in aluminum. They brought the MacBook back. That is the cheapest MacBook ever. $600, bruh. All right, you know what now? You know what this means now? Windows 12 in the title. Oh. Windows 12 is in the title, no doubt. That is iPad money. Now at $600, people cannot afford to buy PCs anymore, okay? It's financially irresponsible for anybody to go buy a PC laptop these days. When you can buy a MacBook for, I don't give a crap about the 8-chip being in there. Mitch, I know we just got done talking about this, but at $600 for a Mac, like I said, their A-series chips were better than a whole bunch of people's main laptop chips, okay? At $600 for a MacBook, it is financially irresponsible for anyone to buy a PC laptop in 2026. Okay? Listen, financially irresponsible. How dare you go and buy a PC in 2026 when we got $600 MacBooks on the market? How dare you? How dare you? What? You go buy a $600 PC, it's going to be riddled with viruses in 6 months and defunct in 2. You won't want to even look at that thing in 2 years. You right, Mitch. This MacBook is going to be good for at least 5 years. Dude, at $600, every student on the planet is going to have one of these. Again, like I said, it's financially irresponsible for people to buy anything other than a MacBook right now. Why would you do it? Does displays will be better with next technology? Oh my goodness. If they brought next technology to this, then I'd not buy it. Man, this is, yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's look at some of the stats here. This is the bigger story, clearly. Yeah, for everyday productivity, this kills the Air right now. I almost want to be like, Amy, don't, because you know what she does? This is what she does. She never uses her iPad as a tablet. It's always in a case with a keyboard. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how she uses it. This will be infinitely way more useful to her. Linux could be a reason. Well, I mean, you'd be able to run Linux on this. 16 hours of battery. 500 nits, like the Air. Those speakers are going to be, those speakers looking paltry. What word am I looking for? Paltry? You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Writing tools. Who cares? Smooth operation. Okay. We're talking about Mac OS now. Let's look at some of the stats. 2 performance cores, 4 efficiency cores. Okay. 5-core GPU. Ray tracing, like people are gonna be gaming on this piece of crap, but no. I mean, it's not crap. I'm just saying, like for gaming, it would be. 8 gigs of RAM though, and it's unified. I mean, but you know what? For $600, okay, cool. I'll take it. 1 USB 3 USB-C port. 1 USB 2 C port. Okay, all right. Headphone jack. Okay, all right. I'm liking it. They don't get the Wi-Fi 7 though, huh? Yeah. Yeah, them speakers gonna be nasty. I see it or I hear it already. Those speakers are gonna be nasty. Ugh. Just from where they're placed, I know they're gonna be nasty. But this is the return of the Mac. This is the return of the polycarbonate MacBook, but with an aluminum body. I'm digging it. Polycarbonate MacBook with aluminum body. That's what we got here. That's good enough for word processing. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, for $600, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and the great ramification that we're in right now, absolutely. And during all of this, they come out with a pretty affordable device in these times of instability in electronics. That they're able to pull this off is pretty in today's climate is pretty impressive. I would argue only Apple could do that. Return of the MacBook. Yep. Return of the Mac. What's the RAM on iPads? I think the iPads are rocking 8 gig. Oh. Let's see what the Pro has. Can we? I just wish they would just get to this. I just wish they would get to this. Can we just see the specs, bruh? All right, iPad, and then let's go to tech specs. All right. I don't think they talk about that in the iPad in that way. Do they, chat? Do they talk about the iPad in terms of how much RAM they have? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, they do. 12 gigabytes unified memory. Okay. So 12 gigabytes. So the iPads have more RAM. And the 1 terabyte can go up to 16 gigs of RAM. No doubt. Okay, so yeah, even the beginning, the iPad Air, the M4 has more RAM than that MacBook. Hav says, how's it going, Hav? Perfect for kids. Absolutely. I mean, it's perfect for kids. It's perfect for students. It's perfect for anyone who's trying to get into OS 10, a Mac, period. I mean, we're talking about the power here, like people who are using MacBooks are playing video games and doing video editing. These people are just writing papers. They're checking email. They're looking at YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Watching Netflix. Yeah. They have M series products though. I think the A series is RAM limited. No doubt, Mitch. Appreciate that. Could 8 gigabytes be that limit though, Mitch? What do we think? Could 8 gigabytes be the limit of the A series chips that are in the new man? Those things are pretty cool. I'm liking this. This is an awesome move from Apple. I like this. Especially with, they doing the different colors, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a good move for Apple. This is gonna do well. Like I said, it with this machine right here, it has become financially irresponsible for anybody to buy a PC laptop these days. It has become financially irresponsible. We're almost an hour in and we've just been talking about Apple stuff. All right, so we talk about the displays. The displays are nice. I like the fact that they are way cheaper than their outgoing display. Okay, the entry level right now is like it's still expensive, but to me, it's like I would consider it right now at least at $1,600. Like I need a 5K Mac display. It's 5K, right? Yeah. I would like a 5K Mac display. I mean, they do weird stuff with their resolution, and it doesn't ever work really perfectly with a lot of off the shelf monitors. Because I have two 4K monitors here that I swap back and forth between. Neither one of them are Apple monitors, and I have to do some trickery to get the resolution to work how I want it to work on both of these monitors. So to have a natively working monitor would be kind of cool. It was always out of touch for me at $5,000 though. iPhone 16 Pro also A18, 8 gigabytes too. Could be. It could be the limit. The 8 gigs could be the limit of the A series chips. They get the most out of that though. I like the new hinge. I'm not sure if that hinge is new, but I do like the way that it's double jointed hinge now, so you can move the panel up and down with this new pedestal they have. Really nice. I like the fact that Apple also adds speakers into their systems, into their monitors. A lot of people don't add speakers into the monitors anymore. I like the fact that Apple does that. Not only do they do that, but they try to make the sound as good as possible. 1,600 USD, absolutely, for the monitor. And that's not a bad price. Well, that's not for the XDR one. That's just for the regular cinema display. But cool, I'll take that. They could have done 120 hertz. With the entry level one, I'm not sure. I don't think you get a lot of what we got. I think we get, what are we at? 90, 60 hertz refresh rate. I'm okay with that. I mean, I would like 120. I think the bigger one, the refresh rate gets up to 120. What do we got here? Yep, 120 hertz refresh rate, and it's adaptive, so it can scale that refresh rate. So I think I'm okay with 60. I've ever only known 60 for my non-gaming displays, so yeah. Mitch says, "Who cares about 120?" If you're gaming, I can see, but if you're not gaming, I'm okay. But my gaming rig, definitely. I gotta have 120 hertz. Okay, stop playing with them. I gotta have it. My gaming monitor has gotta have 120 hertz. No, we can't play no games with that. All right, moving on. What else we got? We already talked about this particular piece of hardware right here. Yep, we already talked about that. Next up, we're gonna talk about what do we got here? Microsoft 12, okay? There's a lot of rumors going around about Microsoft 12 being one of those. It's smooth. I like the smoothness, no doubt. The smoothness, especially if you're scrolling a lot, the smoothness is really nice. It is really nice. Most people can't afford to do that on anything but phone screens, but Apple, clearly they can do it. 24 frames a second is all you need. Oh, au contraire, I need 30. Listen, I used to be a 24 frames a second like junkie. Like I wanted to record videos in 24 frames a second, everything, because it's got that cinematic look. You get the nice motion blur. I like that. But I need 30 frames a second. At least. I mean 30 frames a second for shooting video. I shoot all my video in 30 frames a second now too, only because YouTube defaults to 30 frames a second. So YouTube has changed me forever. Yeah, I need my browser scrolling to be cinematic, Mitch. Listen, you know me. Listen, if I could have my browser with bokeh, you know I'd do it. Cinematic everything, Mitch. Cinematic everything. All right, moving on. What do we got here for the details of this Windows 12 story? People are up in arms over a new report that appears to claim that a Windows 12 launch is likely to happen this year with a modular version of Windows that's AI powered. That sounds Crazy. As you might expect, such news has ruffled a lot of feathers in the tech space, especially when you consider the extreme pushback around Microsoft's AI efforts on Windows 11 in recent months. And if you haven't been following this show, because we talk about those woes all the time. The report appears to have originated from PC World, which is surprising, but has gained mass attention on Reddit, over 12,000 upvotes and thousands of angry comments. Why are people angry of a new product? Because we've been angry about 11 for a long time. What are they doing over at Microsoft? Nothing, as we'll go on to see. The good news is the report is false. Like I just said that. According to contacts that are familiar with the Windows roadmap, there is no plan to ship a Windows 12 this year. In fact, as I understand it, the Windows roadmap for 2026 is all about fixing Windows 11 and attempting to improve its reputation by addressing top feedback, such as reducing AI bloat across the OS, micro slop anybody, and bringing back the movable taskbar and more. The modular OS claims are also misplaced. Core PC, which is the project the report refers to, was an effort in 2023 that attempted to revive the WCOS version with a version of the Windows desktop that could scale up and down with various levels of app configurability, with states separated for faster OS updates and better system security. The report also argues that the support for Windows 10 is ending, or a report that's saying that Windows support is ending now makes sense to ship Windows 12, and that doesn't jive either. So a lot of these things that are happening in this report from PC World is surprising that it would be coming from PC World, because I consider them a reputable source. But it doesn't seem like any of this sounds feasible. The report say that they'd argue that Microsoft has been pushing to get everyone onto the same version of Windows for years, and now it's finally almost there with Windows 11. Introducing Windows 12 so soon would just fragment the market once again, and I totally agree with that assessment as well. And finally, they go on to say it seems as though the report is either AI generated or AI researched. That's sad, coming from one of the publications I really respect their opinions on and really respect their reporting. But moving on, and it was published without much fact checking. It shows that all obvious signs of AI that has confused old reports and online conversations as current and factual, and much of it isn't factual or current anymore. Listen, take everything. Listen, do your research, everybody. That's what this report is basically saying to me, is that even publications who you trust what they're writing, you have to start to look at it from the fact that everyone's using AI tools, and what does that mean for the reporting? Crazy. I was today years old when I learned bokeh is a technical term. It is. Bokeh. That's the funniest thing I've heard today. Browser with bokeh. Yeah, listen. If I could have bokeh in my browser, you know I would. You know I would. Cinematic everything, everybody. Cinematic everything. Moving on to Atom Modular Phone. Now, this is something I thought was kind of cool. We got to look at this thing seriously. Normally, I wouldn't take crap like this seriously, chat. I wouldn't. Normally, I wouldn't care two craps about a modular phone that someone came up with. But when they have this many attachments that are made and actually working, this is a prototype, but this isn't just like a shell. This thing actually works. This thing actually works. Let's take a look at some pictures. So we got the camera there with an actual lens that magnetically attaches and just works with pogo. It's great. Look at this. This is an ecosystem that they've built around this thing. Camera, battery packs, the actual phone. I think they have a grip too for the camera. Attachable and detachable action cam. Dude, like what? What? Get my Lil Jon voice out. What? This looks good. Then they got the gray. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with them. Stop playing with them. Look at the, and from what I understand, all of these accessories work. There's the grip for the camera right there. Oh my goodness. This just looks too good to be true. It looks too good to be true, chat. Let's talk about it. Stacking components on a phone naturally makes this device thicker and heavier. That is why Tecno opted to make the base phone a mere 4.9 millimeters thin. So we got the base phone at 4.9 millimeters thin, and a battery that has a 35 milliamp hour charge to it. I don't know where my details went. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. When it comes to Tecno's modular magnetic interconnecting technology, the company describes it as a phone that grows on demand. A magnetically based system that allows users to stack components, including various cameras, onto the back of the phone, makes it highly adaptable, at least in theory. And they talk about what it harkens back to, but let's get into some of the finer details here. Tecno went so far as to make 2 prototype variants of the whole suite with Atom Edition, and is donned in silver and red, while the Moda Edition is made in dark gray and gold, and that was those 2 variants we see right here. There are no functional differences between them, though the dark gray one had more working cameras. Who cares? It works, and we know that it works because I saw it at the trade show, and it definitely works, especially the cameras. The system uses pogo pins to establish the connectivity necessary to get everything working, which explains why additional battery packs don't use wireless charging at all. And there's no ports on this phone either. There's no charging ports. There's no accessory ports. It's all magnetically attached, and connection pin charged and connection pin accessed for everything. And I love that. For reasons that are entirely clear, the Moda version has 2 sets of pin connectors compared to the one on the Atom. Whether this is purely aesthetic experimenting or serving a distinct functional purpose is unclear. Maybe this is the more pro version, or maybe they were just deciding what side they were going to put it on. Regardless, they both work. Despite that, some wireless connections are necessary to make the camera work. For instance, the suite includes the telephoto lens and action cam, both which use Wi-Fi direct and millimeter wave to send a live preview to the phone screen, which I absolutely love. I mean, this could be a game changer for the things that I do on the go. The action camera can work independently and will attach to the included clip. Users can clip onto clothing for first-person perspective footage, which is saved on the phone and can stay out of harm's way in a pocket or a bag. Speaking about the phone, so basically you can detach the action cam, have it clipped to your selfie stick, like I would do when I'm unwilling. Or, but then again, I don't know. I like the invisible selfie aspect of the 360 cams because you don't see the selfie stick, so it looks like your camera's just kind of floating behind you. I love that. The best camera sometimes is the one you got with you, and I'd have this one, so let's move on. The battery pack is even thinner at 4.5 millimeters with a 3,000 milliamp hour charge, and reps told them that there's no limit to how many one can stack onto the phone. So you can just stack like 4 or 5 battery packs onto the back of this thing magnetically. Put 2 on, and there's a 9,000 milliamp hour combined without making the phone look or feel much thicker than a standard phone in a case. Adding 2 or more to reach 15,000 milliamp hours is probably ridiculous, but entirely possible here. Plus, other modules can still work when stacked on top of those. So no matter how much you stack on it, they all have pogo pins to stack something else and be magnetically attached to be able to stack something else. I love this. Go to the chat real quick. Motorola tried it. It didn't work. Hello, Moto. I agree. Like I said, I normally wouldn't even put any stock into this kind of thing, but this looks so good and it's working already, which gives me some hope. I was told today, true. I always assume everything is AI. Absolutely. I am NPC. We're going to go with I'm PC. Is that a magnetic gamepad? Needs joysticks? Magnetic gamepad too. It's got a magnetically attachable gamepad. I'm digging this. I am so digging this. All these modular devices are very fiddly and suffer from jack of all trades, master of none syndrome. I agree with that. And like I said, typically I'd be on board with that idea. I think this has a chance though. I'm super excited by it. What else we got? Let's take a look at some more pictures. This is just cool. Look at that. I don't know what sensor size they have in here, but maybe a 3/4 sensor. Maybe a compact 3/4 sensor they have in there, like what they use on the I think Fujifilm uses 3/4 sensors on their cameras. Anyway, very very interesting stuff. Very interesting. Look at that. Oh my goodness, I'm in love with this. I'm totally in love with this, chat. Oh boy. Oh, history. Oh boy, my bad, chat. My bad. I was playing with the settings. My bad. We'll move on from this. All right, so that's all of the tech news we have to talk about here today. Oh man, we didn't do that bad. It's only 11:06. We didn't do that bad. Let's go on to some eInk stuff. And basically, what I mean by eInk stuff, we're gonna go to Reddit. We're gonna do our Tosh 2.0 talk soap style section. Let's do it. All right, so as far as what we have on the Reddits, there's a couple things that I want to mention and go over really quickly. I've had the Remarkable Paper Pro for 4 days, and it's quickly become my favorite device. Yeah, that will happen. That's happened to a couple people here in the chat too. It's definitely happened to some, me included. I bought this thing to help consolidate my notes for work and have something I can use to read. My job is pretty much deep boredom 80% of the time, 15% admin work, and short periods of intense panic. So I have a lot of downtime when I work, sometimes for 16-hour shifts. One of the things I was most concerned about was the tablet's very basic support for ebooks. I love to read, but always leave my books at home because I can't stand carrying too much crap. I'm with you on that. I was disappointed with this tablet's handling of these files. They were using the tablet's screen margins poorly, and I couldn't get the font sizing perfect. Yeah, that's one of the things Remarkable doesn't do very well is their e-reader, and I wish that they would do something better with a native e-reader. There's some options, right, that we've talked about on the live stream over the last few weeks, but this is something that I think they should and will fix. They've talked and hinted about some things that are coming. I think a new reader is one of those things. But yeah, that's one of the situations and one of the places that they lack in. Everything else can be super simple and basic. I think when you talk about reading stuff though, because people need or have lots of different needs when it comes to reading, that you can't ignore that. I mean, you could, and they have, but I don't think they should. Moving on. I just got a Boox 7 to replace the old Kindle. I love it so far. Any app suggestions for reading, or is default reader the best? Listen, default reader is the best. Chill out. It has all the options you're ever going to need. Unless the chat has a suggestion for reader on the Boox platform, I think their native reader is the best. They give you so many more options than I could even take advantage of on the Boox platform. And so that's why I say that. But it's something else out there more intuitive, because one thing Boox is intuitive. So yeah, if there's something more intuitive, I could see. But as far as tools go, yeah, they got you. Prevent wear on the charging port. This is interesting. I don't know what this thing is, but let's take a look. I've used a flat oval magnetic connector to prevent wear on the charging port. In fact, I bought a few kits and used these attachments on many charging cables and phones as well. Purchased mine on Amazon. I didn't know this was a thing. Any of you guys use this out here? And if you do, how come you guys didn't tell me? This looks cool. A default Boox reader is very good, but also load Kindle app for those locked up books. Ooh, okay. All right, there we go. Heads up, some of those are electronic short fire risks. Ooh. Thanks, Mitch. I appreciate that. See, that's why we have a chat crew. They know things I don't know. Matter of fact, they know many things I don't know. But yeah, this is cool looking. I've never thought about it though. And it's just something extra you got to add. And it's fixing a problem that I don't have. I've never had a problem with the charging ports or the charging ports wearing down. Like on a tablet. Camera charging ports, I would probably think about this for a camera because they are notoriously weak on cameras, but not so much on tablets. What else we got here? Obsessed with my new weekend case. I don't know what that is, but it looks like the cases of this one guy that I feature a lot on the live stream where he designs cases and puts the page turn buttons on the side. This looks like that. I hope this is that person. I always like the design. He does a really good job of designing these things. Very cool. I have another take on this. I have a different take on this. I can't wait to show. I'm having a hard time getting the perspectives of my technical drawings right though. Like I've been working with somebody on trying to get it to look like I want it to look on paper. It's just not working. That's one mean tat though, right there. Whoever this is, that tat right there is a full black on sleeve. That's impressive. That might be the most impressive thing about this pic right here. Okay. I mean the dog's impressive too, but that tat, super impressive. All right, moving on. Oh, I ordered one too. It's on the way to me. Yours look great. I went for the boring white and khaki route. I'm obsessed with the little squish face on the background. Yeah. Dumb question, but did you select black as both color options? The part around the button looks a little lighter. Oh, that's probably just a glare. Okay. All right. I like this. I've always liked those designs. I don't know if this is the same person or not though. Yeah, be careful with the good magnetic USB connector, but generally I like them. Not too much need on eInk though. Only charge it like once. Yeah, and right, and that way you don't really have a problem with it. But I have no one on things I need to charge daily that don't have like tablet and virtual neckband. Very convenient and less port wear. Like I said, for cameras I can see because I always have problems with cameras and ports. I break them. I break a port on a camera long before the camera's gotten worn, and I break the camera. Like the ports go first for me. I typically have to buy another camera before I have to worry about anything else on the camera because of ports. So I could use that for ports. What else we got here? Replacement nib sleeve for marker plus. Bro, I think you should worry about a replacement pen because the tip of your pen is broken. And I've had that happen to 2 remarkable pens so far, so I know how weak they are. And since I've seen a lot of people having problems with this, a lot of people that I see having older remarkable pens, that's what's broken on it. They might want to shore that up a little bit. I mean, it's a device they've had on the market for a long time, so I guess who cares at this point? But yeah, they should shore that up. I've had 2 break in the same spot for me. But yeah, get a new pen, bro. Your nib looks okay. Your pen don't look okay though, so that's my professional opinion there. The black plastic on the Remarkable 2 pen are especially weak. The lighter gray don't seem to have that issue. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, Mitch. I mean, especially weak. New life old flow chart template. Look at this. Someone's using a template on their tablet. I love this. I absolutely love this. This is great. I thought I'd pump that out. And I might take this and start using it for my technical drawings too. I rarely use rulers on my tablets, but I'm like, why not? It's just like paper. Look at that pen clip. That looks like the Kaweco pen clip. And as a matter of fact, I think that it is the Kaweco pen clip. Who made this post? Do I know this person? Nope, I don't know this person. Yeah. That looks like a Kaweco pen clip that they put on there. That's an awesome job. I love that. I love this pen too. You know what you need to do now, bro? You need to get rid of the... Ooh, I don't know what... That don't look like the crappy rubber tip there. But if it is, get rid of that crappy rubber tip. That pen is too nice with the clip on there for you to be dealing with the default nib. You know what you could do? Bam. Bam. You could go right here. Get yourself crystal nib. We got Norris Digital Jumbo variants there. You can grab one. Get rid of that rubbery thing. You don't want that, okay? It's disgusting. For a pen that good, you want something better than that. And if you want to go for something even more premium, listen, ceramic tip, button, aluminum build, ergonomics, still the best pen on the market. I'm not going to hold you. Since when we first threw this up on the site, this was the only pen with a ceramic tip and a button. Now we got some other pens on the market with ceramic nibs and buttons. But guess what? This is still the best. Those pens are landfill trash by comparison. They've got no ergonomics. The button placement and feel is trash. Still the best in my opinion. Still the best. But if you already have a pen you think is the best, just, you can grab one of these pens or nibs here, throw it in most standard EMR pens, throw it in your Norris Digital Jumbo, you're good to go. You're good to go. Okay, back to the Reddits. I do like that pen though. Oh yeah, in case you didn't know, rantsobouttech.com. That's where you go for this. Okay, rantsobouttech.com. All right, moving on. So what else we got here? eInk plus Procreate. Now, I'm only displaying this because I'm like, I really do like what people are doing with drawing on eInk, even though I think they're drawing, on the Remarkable, which I think that you're glutton for punishment if you do this, but people are proving that they're like, I'm drawing on the Remarkable because I want a challenge. I know it's difficult. I know you shouldn't do it, but I like challenges. So here I am drawing on the Remarkable. There you go. This is something I saw. I'm like, newbie's first steps. You just threw a 3D printer right by a window with tons of UV light. All right, this is your first step. I get it. It's the wrong first step though, bro. Okay, the wrong first step. Throw a blind over that window. Okay, you're gonna thank me later. Okay, that should be step number 2. Note Air 5C battery. Bought a new Note Air 5C a few weeks ago, which I enjoy so far. But the battery life is a major issue. It barely lasts longer than a day before needing to charge. What are you doing that your Note Air 5C is not lasting you a day? This thing is supposed to last 2 weeks. I mean, I get it. We know that it doesn't. Okay, chat. Don't kill me here. We know that it doesn't. That drawing was Viwoods. Oh, that was a Viwoods drawing? Why the hell was that on Remarkable site? Wait, let's take a look at that again. Remarkable. It's under the Remarkable tablet space, but it's a Viwoods drawing. What the hell? What the hell? What are you doing, people? Why? Full disclosure, I use Viwoods tablet, but this method will work for Remarkable. Oh, you. What the hell? I don't know who that was. I'm blocking them. Thank you, Mitch. You know what? I knew it. He's like, this will work on Remarkable. I didn't do this on a Remarkable. I'm posting on a Remarkable's post, but it'll work. But you know what? Maybe it will work because Viwoods drawing tools aren't any that much better, okay? I mean, maybe they are. Maybe their tools are better for drawing. You know what? I'm going to say that they are. I'm going to say that they are and leave it at that. Back to this guy. What are you doing on your Note Air 5C that it ain't lasting all day? Are you watching videos on that thing? Get an iPad. Get the hell out of my Reddit feed. Ceramic nib mod on Lamy pen with side button is so worth it. I agree. This person right here is like, listen, and I just got done talking about the Lamy. And there it is. He's like, I got the Lamy with a ceramic nib and a button. It's the best. This is the best combination for eInk. I mean, it doesn't write as dark as the Supernote pens do. And the line quality is not as good because Supernote pens are programmed for the Supernote. But for functionality, a pen you can use on multiple different devices. And if you turn off the pressure sensitivity, you won't have that problem. Use a non-pressure sensitive pen. You're good to go. How many people did we lose? Oh, we lost a lot. Okay, we're moving on. But that's the thing. That's the thing right there. But there's more to this. Finally, pull the trigger on this highly recommended gesture-free one-handed with eraser, lasso, and more. That's why I love it. So much you can do. You can double tap that pen. The double tap works. I'm pretty sure he learned that from me. You know how? Because he mentions me in this. He doesn't mention me per se by name, but double click button on toggle between eraser and regular pen. Click and hold button for a lasso. Double functionality. And if you activate lasso mid-stroke, it turns the whole stroke into lasso, which works as a way to cancel that pen stroke. I've tried that. It doesn't work reliably, but magnetic and free space of pen housing for automatic Supernote wake sleep on the. Who cares about that? For full credit, those who figured it out. Full credit to those who figured it out. This amazing guide, which is the MLA Ladies Guide. that I picked it up from, and this deeper dive explanation video, which guess who this is? Oh, look at that guy. He was so young back then. Oh boy. He was so young. I think I actually look the exact same. Do I? Okay, I think I look the same. I'm glad I don't have the same shirt on today. All right, so that's why I wanted that thing. So the guys out there is loving it. Again, you don't have to do this yourself if you don't want to. You can go to ransombytech.com and buy one, and it's already done. You can buy the nib already done. You can buy the pin with the nib already in it already done. There's lots of other options there too. Check them out. Check them out. It's good stuff. It's a good time. Yeah, so that's it. That's a thing. That's a thing. What else we got in Reddit? Future. Hi guys, have there already been news about future models? No, there aren't any. Chat, have we seen anything in the new model category for eInk? I haven't. I've seen nothing in the new model category for eInk all year. They did the sketching on the eInk, then Procreate for finish. Oh yeah, looking better though. That new camera. Oh yeah. Yeah, that new camera is doing work. It's doing work. All right, so what else we got here? Is it possible to emulate eInk tech on normal phone screens? No, stop playing. Okay, that's disgusting. Why would you even want to do that? Lamy Safari pin failure, 9 months old. I will say this about Supernote pins. They aren't the most durable. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you. They aren't the most durable pins. They're good. They're good. I broke my Safari, dropped it one time, broke it. The nib and the pin. One time. The first day I had it. I almost broke my Vista, not this way, but the Vista nib because it got stuck inside and I had to go in and do surgery and pull it out. They ain't the most durable. They look good. They're made with good materials. They're ergonomic for the most part. For the most part. This one is. But the durability, I don't know. LOL, see next paper. Oh, boy. Oh, no. On the Meta glasses, saw an article that there was concern that data was being sent unsecure offshore countries. So there's risk just looking at things like your bank information, social security number, etc. I saw that as well. I saw that story. I wasn't sure how true that was. I wasn't sure how true that was, that the Meta glasses are recording all the time. Like, I haven't seen any information on that. And I haven't seen any indication of that from my own personal use. That recordings are going on in the glasses. Audio, okay, probably. But video, I've seen nothing to indicate that this, and the more I think about it, I'm like, that wouldn't happen I don't think that could happen. I could be wrong, but I don't think that would happen with Meta Ray-Ban glasses because you only get 30 minutes of recording on these things. And if they were just recording all the time, they'd be dead all the time. So I'm almost certain that video isn't being recorded all the time. Like it's listening all the time. Now, I could be wrong about that. Back in the days, we taped over cameras on laptops when not in use. Absolutely. Now people strap cameras to their face. Yeah. I remember people used to do that. I mean, I put tape over my cameras in my 3D printers because I don't want people just staring at me whenever they feel like just turning my printer on and the camera. They're plugged in all the time, so that's a thing. I don't want that. Apparently, there are meta mods, and they can be located anywhere. Yeah, listen. That's the world we live in. I take that risk when I do things like this, and I'm okay with that. I've gotten used to that over the years. I've gotten used to that, and I heard that people are like, oh, you're watching me with your Meta Ray-Bans. Now I know who you are. What? I'm not creepily recording people, so I don't care that people know I'm wearing Meta Ray-Bans. Matter of fact, I want people to know I'm wearing Meta Ray-Bans. You know what I mean? I don't really care. Like, to me, it's like I'm recording like one wheel stuff that I can't take out my phone and record. You know, I'm doing stuff like that, or recording a scene while I'm driving. That's the coolest use for this. In your car driving, you're recording the scenery, post it on Instagram. Late night driving. Yeah, okay. That's the Cadillac. That's how you gotta whip the Cadillac. Or if you got an 18-wheeler, that's the vibes. Rod just wants to flex all the tech he has. Bam. There you go, Dr. Ling. I'm shallow. Listen, and I'm pretty easy to understand, okay? That's cam for your face. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, everybody. That's going to be the show for today. I really appreciate you guys for being here. We didn't go too long. We went about 20 minutes over. Thank you guys for being here. This has been Rants About Tech Live. We do this Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. If you are around during that time of the morning, please consider joining us. Like the video if you've been here so far. I should have said this when we had about 20 people in here. That's when I should have said this. Oh, I missed my opportunity. All right, for the 9 people still here, go ahead and like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that join button if you want a badge by your name. That's how we do it over here. Shout out to Mitch. Shout out to Dr. Ling with all the chat crew we got here. Shout out to The Rock. Shout out to Oz was here today. We got IMPC. We also had BM. Bang, bang. Good morning to you, sir. And to all the trolls that came. Thank you for joining. We needed trolls talking about the 12th gen iPad for some reason. Sometimes you get them. Sometimes you don't. Who else we had here today? Rob. Thanks for being here, Rob. And thanks for Rob updating us on all of the Apple news that was happening during my show preparation. So appreciate that too. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow. And until then, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right. Peace.